to PTV News. I'm Amanda Bernacco. Our first story takes us to the dorms. The residence life experience for the 1,600 students living on campus may change next semester. New compensation plans are being implemented, affecting about 75 residence assistants. Dominique Pagan has the details.
It's a busy life of an RA on LIU Post campus. And while these familiar faces in the dorm do what they can to keep residents informed, they have recently found some interesting information of their own. LIU Post has announced that they will enforce stipend and meal plan cuts starting in the fall 2014 semester. Let's take a look into the jobs of RAs.
I think that the job of an RA is very important. Not only do they hold structure within the residence halls, but they also give guidance to residents the same way that my RA gave guidance to me.
Each RA supervises basically their own wing, so they're assigned anywhere from 16 to 24 residents. They make door tags, educational bulletin boards. As I said before, their programs are educational, and they're just there to be some type of role model for these students.
In previous years, we were given free room and board. It was taken care of, and we were also paid a stipend of $200 a month, so equaling $800 a semester. And it was very beneficial for us as RAs because we were putting a lot of time and effort into this, and we were able to devote a lot of our time to our job, the community, and really helping people around us with the thought in the back of our mind that we were going to get paid at the end of the day. So it took a financial worry, a financial burden away from us.
RAs are beneficial to me because they help us with daily activities. If you have any type of problems or whatever, you go to them and they're there to help you. And they're like moms away from home. I decided not to be an RA because of the recent stipend cuts. I feel like it's a lot of work being put in for no pay. It's pointless.
Everyone's boss has a boss, and their boss has a boss for that. And I think that it was more of a decision done on the higher end to benefit the community as a whole so they can give back in other ways. So I personally didn't have a say in it, but I know that there are people that are trying to work to change things, and they're very open to our opinions.
Unfortunately, Res Life does not have anyone available to comment on this topic at this time.
So as there are changes throughout the campus, there are also changes going on for Res Life for the better.
It has been made clear that these new cuts will be beneficial to the campus community. We will have to wait and see what those beneficial changes are going to be. In the meantime, RAs will just have to adjust to this new way of living.
The School of Visual and Performing Arts has two new celebrities. The Valedictorian and Salutatorian are both receiving degrees this May from SVPA. A film major, Peter Holzman, was just selected as the 56th Valedictorian, and broadcasting major Maria Adolai is the Salutatorian. Together, they will represent the class of 2014 at graduation. Tina Kaysen has the story.
With graduation just around the corner, the graduating class of 2014 has just chosen its valedictorian and salutatorian. They're usually the people with the highest ranking GPA of their class. Although they may be traditional roles, this year they aren't as traditional as they're both Norwegian. They're named Petter Holmsen and Maria Adolai. Now let's get to know them.
Peter Holmsen. I'm a film major, recently elected valedictorian. I've seen it in the movies. You always heard about the valedictorian. So that's cool. But I had to Google it to figure out how big the title valedictorian actually was.
I know Petter, and he's such a funny guy, and he really, really deserves it.
I think I became the valedictorian because, I don't know, I had a sense of being myself in the interview.
He has a vision, and I think he will go very far with his talent and motivation.
So what is Petter doing right now?
As of right now, I have one film that I'm wrapping up for the Academy Awards for students. And I'm editing a short film of a friend of mine who's also nominated for Valedictorian, Tora. I'm also casting 2 new short films I'm shooting in April. I'm working as a first assistant director on a feature film in the city, which is a paid job I'm doing at nighttime. So I'm going to school in daytime, working on set 12 hours at nighttime. Not a lot of sleep, that's why I look like I do.
Hard work comes naturally for this year's salutatorian Maria Adolai, who never hesitated to accept the nomination.
I didn't really feel like it was a choice. I just wrote a personal statement, and of course, I have like a lot of competition instinct in me, and I think it kicked in.
I've known Maria for 2.5 years, and since I've known her, she developed so much. She's become very ambitious, and she knows exactly what she wants, and she's so hardworking. Has an internship in the city and does great in school.
I'm very glad that this school is honoring someone in the arts, and particularly in media arts, because sometimes people on these committees who are in academic departments like chemistry and so forth don't appreciate the accomplishments of students who are in programs that are not academic.
Although Maria wasn't chosen a valedictorian, there are no hard feelings.
Petter is really an original, funny, good-hearted guy. So his speech will be, I really look forward to his speech on the day of graduation.
I have one mantra that I was taught by my theater professor this year, which I've kept pretty close. That's my last year here at Post, which is play like a child with the focus of an adult, with no judgment of yourself or others, with performance energy always. Quote, David Hugo.
We congratulate our Norwegian students on their academic titles. Petter Holmsen will be holding his speech at the commencement on May 9th this year. I'm Tina Kaysen reporting for PTV.
The Hillwood Information Desk was recently transformed into a concierge service, which takes helping students to the next level. Students now can get discounted tickets and other everyday essentials, such as ice scrapers and umbrellas, and much more. Mimi Montgomery brings us to Hillwood for the story.
Do you remember the old and slightly unmodern information desk in Hillwood Commons? Well, that desk has just been updated. Let's check out the campus concierge.
Some of the changes that we have for the information desk is that we changed it now to the campus concierge, and it was newly remodeled. So now we have the walls painted, we have a new logo on the wall, and everything looks a lot more efficient. And some of the new features is that we can rent out to students pens, highlighters, umbrellas. In order to lend or rent an umbrella, a student would come, hand over their ID, and they would have the umbrella for 48 hours, and they would have to return it, and everything will be fine. They will not be charged or anything. But if they lose it, you will be charged.
In addition to rental features, tickets to off-campus events have been added to the new concept.
Some of the other features we have are that we sell movie tickets. So you can purchase movie tickets for Broadway or AMC or Lowe's theaters. Women can also pick up free hygiene products if they ever need it.
So, are LAU Post students taking advantage of the new features?
The new information desk has been very popular. A lot of students are purchasing movie tickets because now they're $8 instead of paying $12 or $15 in the movie theaters. So you're getting a very good deal.
I think it's great that they're offering free pencils and discounts on movie tickets, for example. And yeah, the best part is that they're offering umbrellas on rainy days, and I'm definitely going to take advantage of that since the summer has not really arrived yet, so that's great.
So what sparked the renovations? Why did Hillwood need an update to the information desk?
LAU Post changed the concept because they felt we needed more variety in the school and new features as well. So they wanted to broaden the horizon for students. So now they have stuff to do off campus.
So now you know where to buy discount Broadway tickets, where to go for an umbrella in case it starts raining, and if you're running late for a test, this is the place to find a free pen.
The numbers A11410 and B14529 hold a special place in the heart of Stanley Lebovic, whose Holocaust Remembrance exhibit, Black is a Color, came to LAU Post. The numbers are tattooed on the arms of his father and godfather, who were the Holocaust survivors. Eric Eck has the story.
Have you ever wondered what the Holocaust means to people? Well, today at the Tillis Center, artist Stan Lebovic showed just how much emotion can come out of a painting when he did his exhibit titled Black is a Color.
I began this collection called Black is a Color to deal with that dilemma of how I can hear from the same man both the existence of God and the existence of horror in such a large scale. And so using my creativity, I needed to work through that dilemma. It was less a decision and more of a necessity. My father was a survivor of the Holocaust, and growing up he would tell me his stories of what he went through, And he was a religious man before the war, but after the war he was no longer religious. But for me the difficulty was he still believed in God. And now I would hear his stories of how horrible his life was, and the same man would tell me that there's a good God that runs the world. For me, that was something that I had to deal with.
So what do these paintings mean to the artist?
Most of the pieces try to juxtapose various things that have to do either with the Holocaust or with religion or God, and tries to bring out a point by doing that. One example is there's a piece that I did that has a barbed wire fence of a concentration camp, and on that fence are the barbed wire has become musical notes that sort of go along the electrical fence. And the idea there that I'm trying to put together is that when you look at the Holocaust, you could easily say, well, these are barbarians, these people were out of their minds, they're nothing like us. But the fact is that Germany was on, the most cultural elite nation that existed at the time. We're dealing with, a nation that gave us symphonies and works of art and breakthroughs in medicine and technology. So to say that they're just something was wrong with them, that they perpetuate this type of occurrence is wrong. We need to look at them as people with great creativity that were just like us, and yet they could, the same people who could put together symphonies of such a high order could also construct concentration camps and do the same thing. And we need to understand that and not just dismiss them as something different.
So what is the exhibit about?
Basically, today's event was for Yom HaShoah, or Holocaust Remembrance Day. And today we had an artist, Stan, come in, and he did various works of art portraying the Holocaust.
So what paintings affected the students the most?
I would have to say his piece with the, I'm trying to think of it, a reversal of fortune, and it has a picture of a ship, the St. Louis, which was bringing Jewish immigrants to the United States. And there's also the sea parting, which is an allusion to when Moses brought the Jews over from Egypt with the Red Sea parting, as there is that connection. However, unfortunately, the reversal was, of fortune was here because the ship was denied entry at various ports in the United States, so unfortunately the ship had to go back to Europe.
So if you were interested in the sheer emotion of the art of the Holocaust, Black as a Color is the exhibit for you.
Getting back into shape could have a hefty price tag, especially when it comes to the cost of personal trainers. Some colleges charge their students upwards of $35 for such services. At our own Pratt Recreational Center on campus, services such as the gym and personal trainers are free to students. Yuritsa Abaru has the details about some recent changes to Pratt.
I'm reporting from a 77,000 square foot facility here at LIU Post filled with a ton of amenities, state-of-the-art equipment, and classes for students. And the best part, it's all free. So come on in with me and we can check it out. The Pratt opened in April 2002 and is available for student enjoyment. The Associate Director of Recreation, Martin Guillet, explains what's offered here.
There's open swim, there's instructional swim, there are Red Cross lifeguarding courses that we offer as well. And then there's open use for our gymnasium, which includes basketball, racquetball, badminton, really anything you wanted to do.
We have classes, we have Zumba, yoga, Pilates, total body classes. You can get a schedule here at Pratt Recreation at the front desk.
One of the most popular things the Pratt has to offer is the free personal trainer program.
We take a sign-up list, we try and match someone with an appropriate time as a trainer that we have on staff. They come in, we do a physical assessment of them, we find out what their goals are, we create a program for them, and we spend about 2 or 3 weeks teaching them the program, and then they're off and on their own.
Basically, we familiarize yourself with all the equipment so you're a lot more comfortable.
We range somewhere between 1,500 and 1,700 kids a week.
Despite the number of students that use the program, its budget is being cut, threatening the personal trainer offering at the Pratt.
Yeah, it's not cut completely, but we did have to downsize the amount of trainers that we have. I still will be training people, so it's the most expensive program we offer. So When our budget gets cut, we have to make tough decisions, and it's one of the decisions we had to come through.
I'm all upset by it because I think it hurts the students and the staff somewhere, a place where they could go and they know that they have training. It's a little depressing because a lot of people won't go unless they have that little push. So basically, I hope it'll come back in the future if some students speak up maybe about it and they feel strongly that they think this is an amenity that we really need and it could really help them out.
Well, there you have it, the state-of-the-art facility here at LIU Post. I think I will be taking advantage of all the awesome classes and amenities that this place has to offer. Reporting from Pratt Recreation Center, Yaritza Abreu.
LIU Post is known for the beautiful campus, the former estate of Post Hero Harris Marjorie Merriweather Post. With spring approaching, students are outside again, appreciating that landscape while getting their exercise in by going for a run. A USA running survey says that 10% of marathon runners are our own age. So join Mimi Montgomery and find out how LIU Post students are staying motivated.
Spring is just around the corner, and with warmer weather, there's really no reason not to put on a pair of jogging shoes and going for a run outside. But question is, how do you stay motivated? We talked to someone who really knows.
Running's a great activity. It gets your cardiorespiratory endurance in a better shape. There are many benefits to it. The longer you go, you obviously get a lot more tired. It's a great workout. Everybody can do it. You can do it wherever you are. If you're in the gym, if you're outside, if you're on the track upstairs, and it's perfect for everyday life as well. So.
Running comes naturally to LIU graduate student Celia Fosbacken. She has just qualified for the New York City Marathon in November.
Running a marathon is motivating because a lot of people can do it, but I want to do it and try to be really good. I just don't want to finish. I want to try to finish like fast.
There are plenty of indoor running options at the Pratt Recreation Center. An indoor track and treadmills are some of the options. But with rising temperatures, where can students run outside?
So we have beautiful trails out behind the Pratt Center, all out in the back behind the fields. There are horse trails too. So you can find them behind the baseball field, right in the back corner. There's an entrance back there, and they go for about a couple of miles, 1 or 2, 3 miles, depending how far you want to go.
To see results and avoid injuries, it might be a good idea to invest in quality running gear, but what to pick in a jungle of brands?
So really good running gear would definitely be the Asics or ASICS collection, the Nike stuff also. And obviously if you're going to go out there in the cold weather, you need to be wrapped up, but the gear needs to be lightweight. Also the reflective kind of stuff if you're running in the dark or the weather's not too good.
But of course, there will always be some people who dislikes running no matter what.
I find it overrated and it bores me.
Listening to those students makes me want to start running again. We would like to thank you for tuning in. For PTV News, I'm Amanda Bernaco.